Hello everyone! So I'm back today with a new layout for Cut to You. And I'm going to show you today how you can create a layout very easily using just some pattern paper, some cut files, and very few embellishments. So I have this large photo. It's a 6x6 photo. And the papers I'm going to be using are papers from a photoplay collection that is fall themed, but I'm not creating a fall layout at all. So I'm starting with a Sharpie marker because I want my dachshund to have black eyes and a lovely black nose. So I'm going to color his nose in and his eyeball in, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover or back his nose and his eyeball with just some simple black cardstock. I'm just going to use a little scrap, and I'm just going to cover his eye and his nose. Then I'm going to use some ink just to ink just a little bit of ink around the edges of some of the cut files pieces, and then I'm going to back them. I'm going to start by backing the hearts, and I'm going to use some pattern paper for that. I'm going to do it the way I always back everything. I'm just going to flip the cut file, flip the paper. I'm going to go ahead and back the hearts and his little tail, and I'm even going to back that little piece where the two hearts meet together, and then I'm going to go ahead and back his entire body with some wood grain paper because I just think that dachshunds look amazing when backed with wood grain paper. That's just my personal opinion. Cut files of dogs, or actually cut files of a lot of animals, look really good when you back them with some wood grain paper. So here is my dachshund. He's pretty much ready to go. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glossy accents and cover his little nose and his little his eye, and then I'm going to set that aside to dry. That's going to give me a fun little added dimension to my layout. Next, I'm going to grab my title piece, which says Totally Pawsome. By the way, this dachshund, this title piece, and you get another like little extra heart. All of that is from one cut file set. So this cut file set will easily get you rocking and rolling and putting your layout together quite quickly. I'm just using some Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. Again, I'm just giving it a light little wash of color. I didn't want it to be super stark against the dark, warm, cozy colors I'm using for this layout. And I chose warm, cozy colors because my photo is very warm and cozy, and it's also very large. So I've gone ahead and I have backed my cut file with all different patterns of papers. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab my dachshund and figure out how I'm going to lay this page out. I know that I don't mind having the photo kind of overlapping or kind of tucked up underneath the title piece. And I know that I don't mind having that dachshund kind of overlapping. I'm opting not to do any kind of dimension on this layout. And while I was creating this layout, I was getting ready to leave on a retreat. And I don't know, for some reason I was just in the mood to keep things really simple. And so I wanted to show you that that's okay. Sometimes your layouts can just be really simple. You can just back a cut file, put them together, and call it done. I'm going to use this striped paper to back my photo. I decided I want a little color behind my photo. And the only kind of embellishment that I'm going to use is I'm going to go ahead and grab some Scrap and Happy Studio epoxy flare. This epoxy flare is a bit themed, so it gives that little more of that little like doggy feeling through the layout. Another reason I really decided to keep this layout simple is because my photo, it's very, very large. It's also very dark, and so by creating a light, bright layout around it, that photo can again take center stage, which is always what I really want to have happen with my layouts. So this is a photo of my oldest son, Morgan, and he is getting lots of cuddles and love from our dachshund, Fitz, who is the one in the upper left, and my sister's dachshund, Sophie, who's at the bottom right. We are a dachshund family. So I have two sisters, and they each have multiple dachshunds, so you'll see lots of dachshund pictures. I just have one dachshund, but my sisters both have dachshunds, and they all end up at my house quite often, so you'll see lots of pictures of my boys and the dachshunds. So I'm just going to head and I'm going to add these adorable, cute little epoxy flare. I'm going to add some to the middle of the cut files, and then what I did was I traced and hand cut a heart from, so I have this little heart that I added some yellow ink to, and then I have another heart here that I kind of just traced a template of that first heart and went ahead and have the second one. And I have them kind of interlocking, almost like they are right there on the bottom of the Doxy's butt. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add some epoxy flares. I love these flares. They're so cute. I started with the photo and the flare and then went looking for pattern papers to match. I'm just going to rub some of that extra adhesive off because I did move my flare a little bit. And now I'm going to grab some Shimmers paints in Glorious Days, and I'm just going to do a little bit of sparkle. So this, my Glorious Days vibes is almost out. I mean, when I say almost out, I mean so close to being out. Like, it's terrible. I'm getting some more from Jody super duper soon. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to get enough to splatter a little bit of gold splatter on this layout. And that's it. That's all I want to do today. So again, I thought about making this more complicated, more technique driven, but it just went together and worked so well, just exactly like this, that I went with it. So thank you so very much for joining me today. Be sure to head over to the Cut to You shop so you can get this adorable cut file that you can use to document your own little Doxy photos. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!